says that we are live. There we go. Sure.
Reloading.
We should be live now. Allegedly.
Reloading. Yep,
According
there we are.
to.
We're good. We're good.
Oh, really? Okay. So, apparently we're live, guys. Whew. So hopefully we don't completely boomer this shit.
Hey!
Yes. Well, so welcome to the first character creation Shades of Dominion. This is character creation. So if y'all have questions in chat, go ahead and drop them in. I'm going to actually turn on the stream on my cell phone because, and let me see if I can give Ardent, yes, Ardent is getting a wrench. You just got a wrench, Ardent. So, if you want to go ahead and check out the live chat, I would appreciate it. You can whack the bots. You can play whack-a-mole.
Okay.
I've just banned bot terms entirely. Anything that comes out with COM is completely banned on my end.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So
We are, in fact, live on YouTube on my end.
awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, all right. I'm actually impressed I fucking got this far.
And no, that's fine. Can I go ahead and introduce the two of you guys for my one or two viewers?
What? Hang on. No. Sir.
By all means.
Hey, okay,
Go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'm just
So we have Carnal Conservative here. One of my closest friends, quite literally in that case. He is the guy who created this game. Can you speak, Cardinal?
yes, of course. And this is the Shades of Dominion. This is a game where you basically get to actually play a planeswalker, a shade mage. This is not a bullshit, let's throw you in Ravnica as a peon kind of character. You actually get to play a full powered mage. And you get to create your character. But this is a role playing game. So translating a card game into a role playing game was a wonderful experience, and it was challenging as fuck, but I think we got it. So, you
For
know
the
what?
missing context,
You know what?
um,
I asked I asked everyone if I sounded quiet and Patriot, and apparently I am really quiet. So let me try and adjust that real quick for y'all.
okay.
Is
Um,
that better? So Patriot Brunchcast. That is one name. I like it. Brunchcast. No one says
Nevada,
that name.
Nevada, for the missing context, he wanted to take Magic the Gathering, the card game, and turn it into a form of Dungeons and Dragons, the RPG. Birth this game, and he's trying to keep it as copyright charge free. He doesn't want to get doxxed by Wizards of the Coast for stealing their content, even though it's quite similar. Some might proclaim. Luckily, he's done really well so far, and I commend him for that.
Oh,
We also have Ardent Party over there, who hasn't said much. Sorry, Ardent.
Don't worry, I will get very loud very soon.
Cool. All right, go ahead. Sorry, Cardinal. Good thing.
fair enough. I am getting I'm getting. Let's see if this will work out. Is that all balanced? I know we're still. Is that balanced out, guys? Because I can adjust it on OBS. I am listening to your critiques. I take you seriously. If I'm boomering the sound, we're gonna work through this together. But and Caucasian Sasquatch is an absolute gent. If there's something wrong with your shit, he's gonna let you know. Much better. Awesome. Glad we could get this handled. So we are balanced out, and we are going to go through character creation. So, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna share the screen here. With holy hell, holy hell. Okay, so we're going to share the screen here, and this is going to be janky. I'm just going to warn all of you right now because OBS is a jerk, and read. Yes, so go live.
Okay, Sasquatch, are you talking about myself? Was I speaker one in this context?
Most likely.
No. Sorry, Lovato. Let me fix him. Hopefully that's better for you. Caucasian, how do I sound?
Yeah, so you're going to see a white screen for a while, and then it'll readjust.
Is this? Oh, are we going to show all character sheets or just yours, your end?
You're gonna. What's gonna happen is I'm going to play it out on my end, and what's gonna happen from there. And
If you had a decent laptop, you might be dangerous or profitable.
yeah, yeah. I feel I'm just gonna own that. There's absolutely no point in debating that point. Goodness, good God.
Okay, I've been tooling around a little bit with my audio settings, so Caucasian, if you'd be so kind as to let me know if I sound alright.
Okay, so it finally decides to show up when. Yeah, as you can tell, I am struggling with this. So, getting OBS to properly stream through Discord is not fun, guys. So, forgive me. Forgive me. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go through this character sheet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the copy for each player. So, that's how we're going to do this. And it, for the love of God, it should yeah, the sound is all great now. We're just waiting for the video to catch up because reasons. Ah, goodness gracious. I do need a producer. I would love a producer, but I couldn't pay a producer. And this is a problem. All right, so as we're waiting for the stream and OBS to catch up with what's going on, so you know what's weird is I'm looking at my screen on OBS and the Excel sheet is showing, and
That's what we're looking at over here. Yeah, it look. Oh, nope, looking good on here, my end.
okay, awesome. It finally showed up. So that's what we were working for. I don't work for money. Can relate, sir. Can relate. Okay, so what the? Did it literally just cut out? Okay. You know, I forget that there's a delay, and it's completely messing with me now. So I don't know what's actually showing. So, good God, because I got all the settings right. Hey, okay. I think I know what I need to do. Okay, we're going to do this again. Because
To infinity.
I know. It's terrible. Okay. Let's cut that out for a sec. Okay, so let's God, it was just annoying me. And there's really no other reason than the fact that it was just annoying me. So we'll get to we'll get to the whole character creation thing in a little bit. Let's talk about origins, because Kitty here has actually been in the original beta testing. So
Yo.
yeah. You're one of the first beta testers for this game, along with the Conservanerd, as he's known on the internet. Um, So how did so you've played Magic the Gathering, you've played Shades of Dominion. How have the two compared in your
Um,
experience?
okay, so it takes away the PvP format of Magic the Gathering, which is favorable to me. I really don't like how competitive and aggressive everyone gets in Magic the Gathering at a commander's table, at a Friday Night Magic table, none of that. That shit really irritates me. In terms of the way the game um, plays as a co-op, I really enjoy it. Uh, it feels more rewarding when you're able to do what it is you're trying to do with your deck or whatever. The growth of your character is really fun. The aspect of a role playing makes it so much more fun, in my personal opinion, as Shades. I like how it's also a really good way for beginners of tabletop role playing games to get into something because not only do you get to build your character with special abilities and spells and character aspects and things like that, but it also forces you to take on certain actions, and you'll have to figure out how to incorporate them throughout your playing, which is really beginner friendly, in my opinion. If you're looking at something like D&D, for example, I have only played one shot, but building the character for D&D feels really um, stressful sometimes because you don't know how you want to actually play your character. You don't really know how you want to build a background or anything. With this game, it kind of presets you and sets you forward moving forward. You don't just have motives; you have certain actions you have to take because you're given a motive. Um, Mechanically, it's really nice. There's no limitations to what you're able to do, except for when you're. That is way too confusing for new people. Sorry, Nevada. We'll get to that in a second. But when you're looking at what you're able to do, um, sometimes you're limited, other times you're not, and that is really beneficial. At the beginning, you're kind of limited, but as you grow, you get to learn how you can manipulate what you're able to do and make it more uh, powerful, make it more you, make it more unstoppable. That's my take on it.
All right, awesome. Uh, I think I'm boomering, for fuck's sake.
Am I disconnected?
You're not disconnected. You're not disconnected. I was on mute because I was managing things in the background.
Okay.
Because I'm totally boomering this. This is awful. There is no professionalism here. Okay, so I think I finally figured out the settings for. I finally figured out the settings for not making the Excel go blank. At least I'm hoping I did. It should be coming clear in a moment. It's just some janky setting with the frames per second and the pixel format. Choosing a resolution that's kind of throwing the whole thing off. And what's frustrating is when you actually test it, when you're on OBS and you're just testing it out and trying to hook everything together, it works, and then you go live and it decides not to work. So, and Caucasian has done me the favor of sharing this as an act of cruelty. Thank you, Sasquatch. Much love. Much love, sir. So,
You're not doing as bad as I did on my first live stream, trust me.
this isn't my first live stream. That's what's embarrassing. This is just moving parts that I wanted to come together, and they're just not. They're just not, and I should have known better. So, I need to get the reference. You could do a decent Keystone Cops analogy. God damn it, man. All right, I deserve this. All right, so this is not working. Fuck. All right, we're gonna kill the screen share because that's not working at all. Which
Sure.
is which is
I
sad.
got you covered.
You do? How do you got me covered? Watch
I
stream?
think I got you covered. We're looking at a character sheet. It's not blank or anything, but hopefully it will cover for you.
Okay. God. Okay.
Does
This
it
this
work?
can work, sort of.
Okay. Should I go and empty out the information?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Go ahead. All right. So I really don't know why my side of this is being a dick. I don't know. I test I tested it and it just decided no. Yeah, but pretty much Patriot. That's pretty much how this is gonna go. Uh, yeah, there's absolutely no way to test a stream until it actually
Goes up.
happens. Yeah. So, thanks for sitting tight with us for a good, you know, going on 20 minutes here. I interviewed a deaf Bigfoot hunter. You can do this. Thank you, sir. Now we have Kitty here saving the day. So, uh, let let's just jump into this. We'll be without dice rolls as demonstration, but this should still suffice. So, Kitty,
What's up?
for my edification, what settings do you have on this screen share?
Literally. Okay. So what I've done is I hit F11 on the tab in which you see me editing at the moment. So that way you only see the tab itself. I'm using this on Google Chrome and I'm sharing this specific tab from Google Chrome onto the Discord.
Okay.
The problem with that is this is specifically on Google Sheets. I couldn't do this with Excel because of my problems I have with Excel, and I don't know if I can screen share Excel.
Yeah,
I've yet to actually attempt that.
yeah, I'm trying to screen share Excel directly from my laptop, and it is hating me.
Yeah.
So, you live and you learn. So, let's start with the obvious. We're going through character creation. Who are we going to create? Who are we going to create first?
I will actually volunteer to not go first in this case because I'm actually feverishly trying to remember how to log into my Twitch.
You do
Hey,
you then. In that case, we'll be going at my character.
fair enough. So let's go put in the. All right. So you have it. You actually have it ready. Nice.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and scroll down. I've
Caucasian me.
literally gotten everything put together.
Now, Caucasian. The link to the Discord is in the description. Is there any way to zoom in on a portion of the character sheet we have asking in chat?
Character portion. Are we talking about? Let's see.
Yeah, well,
Something
yeah,
like this.
we can totally zoom in. Absolutely. So, let's zoom in on what we are currently editing, and as we go through the character sheet, we will explain what exactly is going on and the mechanics of it all is what will be and that's what the Excel sheet was supposed to display on my end was the roles and how the what the stats actually mean and how they'll relate to the role play. That's all on the Excel sheet that I had made, because you can auto roll your skill tests, your combat rolls, your damage is shown, uh, the 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 siphon, the sip rolls, everything is shown on the character sheet. So it's really nice. It's really really nice.
Okay. So I'm able to switch what screen I'm sharing on the call, which is really nice. So I'm going to be using a dual shade. I want to be going into corruption and purity because I've already got a basic idea as to how I'm going to play this character. Sort of.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to go take 3 shade points into bug points. So let's go ahead and fix this real quick. Advantage plus. Scroll over. And this affects a few things. So corruption score is 3, and purity score is 3, which means I get a +4 on my stain.
No, we're not actually on the Excel sheet yet. You still have us on the character creation screen.
Let me go
So
ahead and fix that real quick. Can I just do this? Screen 1. There we go. Hopefully
there,
this fixes everything. So
yeah.
when you have
So
a
yeah,
go
so
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
you're
Again.
you're gonna have to zoom in to make sure that they're able to. Oh no, actually, ignore me. You're good. Um, please continue. Continue, sir.
So, with this, we get 12 library points. I hold on to that until I personally will hold on to that until after I decided what spells I want to use. Um, with shade points comes shade capacity. Because I've only got 3 in each domain, I've only got 3 points in the matching attributes. So if we go back over here, we have Ambition, Darkness, and Death as a corruption player. So that puts our shade cap here, 3. This affects the spell casting cap, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yeah, this is how powerful your spells can be as you're making them in the game. This is your shade capacity. You you can grow your capacity as you roleplay through the game, but when you start out, your shade cap basically determines how powerful your spells can be. But generally, when you're making a character, most of your spells are going to be uh, shade 1 cost, shade 2 cost. You will rarely get to that 3 to 5 range.
Unless you're taking something stupid rare in the other game.
Yeah.
So with this, we also have our Shade Siphon and our Stain Dice. Because we've got 6 shade points, we get 6 Siphon and Stain Dice.
Now,
Which are going... Go ahead.
so we're going to explain what's what both of those are. Siphon dice is the amount of dice that you roll when you are pulling shade from the realm that you're standing on and into your shade vessel. And when you do this, you're actually taking the life force of that realm into your shade vessel so you can, power your spells. So each time you siphon, you are killing the environment that you're living in. And that's intentional. So that's the siphon. Those are the siphon rolls, and the stain rolls are the rolls that you would do when you've successfully siphoned from your shade vessel, and you now have to stain or power your shade. And this determines how much of your shade is actually going to be usable in terms of, is it a corruption shade or is it unstained? Is it gonna have a dominion or is it gonna be unstained shade? is what the stain dice determine. So I see Caucasian like, hold up, what's going on here? I can suck shade. Can I throw shade? Because I'm great at that. Yes, the start of this stream is throwing shade. That's so. Yes, you can. Yes, you have to suck the shade, Caucasian. Suck it hard. So what is next on the character creation for this particular character?
So I'm still getting everything put together. In how we go about this, we have our 6 wounds and our 3 toughness. Go ahead and explain that to us while I go and punch that in real
Okay.
quick.
So your wounds start off with the power of your shade. So if you have 6 shade points, you get 6 wounds. And in terms of toughness, you get the lowest score of your dominion. So in this case, it would be 3. And the way that combat works in this game is it's kind of like combat between two creatures in Magic. Your toughness regenerates every turn. So unless you take 3 or more damage, you're basically fine. Your toughness will soak it in. But once you take 3 damage, in the case of this character, you will take a wound and you will be exhausted from taking that wound. So you will be you will have to wait until your next turn to ready yourself to get back up, to recover from being wounded, and then you'll be able to continue your turn. Taking a wound generally does always exhaust the person who takes it. Sasquatch says he is the sun obliterating messiah. I throw shade like a bad storm. You know what? Absolutely. I welcome this character. The shade is pleased with this development. You-
Sip rolls and siphon rolls. We've discussed what happens as you sip and siphon and how it affects your shade vessel. No?
Mhm.
Okay. So then we'll go ahead and skip through this in your shade score. Shade score, we discussed how that affects your stain roll.
Not we discussed that it affects your sane roll, but we haven't exactly gone through how. Basically, the higher your score, the more likely the chance that your shade will become stained. And how do you know my pimp's name is Shade? Because, well, how do I put this, Sasquatch? It's the whole yin and yang thing. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to know how to spell your pimp's name. That was uncalled for, sir. We do not dox on this channel.
Alright. So next we have our shade afflictions and your character aspects. I'm predominantly going to be taking up my shade afflictions and aspects from corruption. I did not find any in purity that I had so much cared for. So, Lovato, you were asking about how this works. Here are what we could do. Each of the numbers to the left of our aspects is the cost. The way I understand that is you need that much of the specific Dominion's shade in order to reactivate a character aspect, because it can be turned off. Some can't be, far and few in between, but they are present. So let's take the Gatekeepers, for example. Yes, I know. The game that we're streaming, Twitch doesn't actually have up in its system yet. I'm trying to figure out how I could put that in there. Sorry, he was talking about how Twitch says I'm playing Fallout 4 when I'm showing Shades of Dominion. Gatekeepers is a 3-cost character aspect.
Hey, Kitty,
Go ahead.
never apologize. Never ever apologize.
You're right. I take this land and I feed it to the dogs.
Good. Good.
Away you go, given name, countries, territory. Alright, so the Gatekeepers is whenever a shade summon you cast causes you to take damage, I may attempt a spell battery roll. So, do we want to explain how the spell casting works first? Or do we continue with where I'm going?
Well, that's the great thing about Shades of Dominion is you don't roll to cast spells. You just, if you have the shade, you can just cast it. There is no roll. It is shade. It's not there's no skill test. There's no proficiency bonus. It's simply you have shade. You spend shade. Spell work. Simple as. So
Right.
it's the only thing you have to worry about is whether or not A, you have the shade, and B, if the spell is charged or not,
So,
if it's ready or not. So,
let me
as
reiterate the statement.
okay,
Are we going to explain how the entirety of a spell works and what in which it means? Or are we just going to um, work through the sections as we go through the book? Because if I think it would make more sense to explain what's going on in a spell before we proceed, because this one mentioned spell battery roll.
okay, okay. So parts of a spell. You have the name of the spell. You have the shade cost of the spell. So let's go back to the character sheet that you have up.
Right. Okay, let's unstained.
So
Give me a second so we could find the.
you're right there.
Let,
You're right on library.
why not? Here we are. This should cover all of it.
Yeah. So you have the shade cost. This is how much shade is required to cast a spell. This is pretty self-explanatory. The spell name, it can be whatever you want. I don't particularly care. For the sake of this stream, you can name your spells anything that will not trigger Susan. The spell effect is the spell template that you've used, and the great thing about this game is it's intended to add spells as simply and as easily as possible. All you have to do is make sure that you have the library points to make the new spell. You choose the templates that you can purchase with those library points, and then you simply add the effects together. It's very simple to figure out. Now, spell battery is what you would use to recharge the spell. As you can tell below, every spell has a ready and an exhausted status. Every time you cast a spell, it is exhausted, and you have to ready that spell again with what is called a spell battery roll. So, as a half action on your turn, you can make a spell battery roll, and obviously, uh, you can have extra effects like the aspect we just looked over, where if you take damage or some other trigger occurs, you can automatically make another spell battery roll to refresh your library as you're adventuring without any extra to do. So that's why that particular aspect is very useful. You can recharge your spells just by taking damage somehow. And if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, using such triggers to augment your efficiency is the name of the game. But we have to put it in a role play paradigm. We have to make it make sense. And so that's what these aspects allow you to do. They allow you to take the actual mechanics that you used to play with in abstraction in a card game and actually bring it to life in an actual role play scenario. So it's and then you have the spell type. Now, spell type is based on the type of action that you would be spending to cast the spell. Because in the Shades of Dominion, you have full actions, half actions, free actions, so on and so forth. And the difference in the spell types is how much time does the spell take to cast, and what does the spell affect, and what does it do? Unchanneled spells are your essentially your quick cast. You can cast them at any time. They are used as free actions. That's that's the perk of the unchanneled spell. Then you have channeled spells, which are half actions during your turn, and then there is the spells that are the aspects that you can cast, the permanent, lasting spells that can affect other players, yourself, the shade summons that you summon to attack other people, and then you have the actual monsters themselves that you're summoning, the shade summons that you can summon. Those are the different spell types. The Yeah, the shade summons, the aspects, channeled and unchanneled, are the spell types that you can cast in the game.
Cool. So now that we're aware of what a spell battery does, hopefully that makes sense as to why you would want to take the gatekeepers. Summon a shade, it tells you, hey, you got to take a damage. Bam, spell battery roll. For what I want to do, and that honestly doesn't quite sound too bad, but I'm going to hold on to that one for 2 minutes. One of them that I really want to take, that I know for certain is actually one I did have, was Pay in Blood. Not too certain about it now, but what it allows me to do is I could hurt myself and take a spell from another dominion. Since I'm playing Corruption and Purity, those spells come to me naturally. But if I wanted to take something out of Aether, dominion I don't have access to normally, I can hurt myself pretty badly in terms of, build up over time damages. But it doesn't actually affect anything because damage is wiped every turn or every round. So I could go and take a spell out of ambition, or not ambition, a spell out of Aether that allows me to cast more spells for the cost of taking a damage. I can go and take a spell out of Vitality that's meant to help me make things bigger or take away other characters' aspects. I can go and take something out of Destruction and just start blowing everything up with the cost of only hurting myself alongside the spell's normal cost. So with that, Pay in Blood costs 6, but I get the Shade Affliction. I can never act outside of my own immediate self-interest. So that's what I mean by it sets you up as a beginner. It's very basic. It's very pleasing at setting you up and understanding how everything works. You can't act outside of your own immediate self-interest. That sounds quite like a rogue. They only care about things that they want to do.
Hey guys, guess what?
You figured it out?
I have figured out a way to stream my character sheet. So
Awesome.
we're gonna do that if you don't mind.
That's fine. I'll still keep up the story thing visible for you guys.
Okay,
Or not the
so
story, but the book.
let's make this visible for everyone.
11. Post this over there.
Y'all will be seeing this very shortly.
Yeah, if you click on the eye, you should be able to share both screen. Watching both. If I'm understanding what you're doing correctly.
No, I'm doing this through OBS, so I should have done this from the start. I really should not have messed with any of that nonsense. So
Cool.
So
It's
yeah,
okay. We'll just judge you silently later.
I know, I know. Okay, so Arden, so Kitty, what is the name of your shade mage?
The name?
Yes.
Oh god. I haven't actually gotten to the naming part of that yet.
For the
What
love
I
of
do know though, if you're going to ask about his style, he is lethal and he loves to share his lethal.
what's his name again?
Haven't figured that one out yet.
All right, we'll just do
Maybe you should
Kitty.
call him lethal. Kitty.
No.
That's how we're spelling your name now.
Kitteh.
Yep.
Nah. No, go with Seth, I guess for now.
Seth.
Seth. Seth.
Seth. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Your shade mage's name's Seth.
I heard Beth.
And
You know
I
what?
will
You know
immediately
what?
touch you with my Reaper's Tap.
It's Beth now.
Okay. So
I'm so sorry.
It's Beth now. Okay.
don't worry. Anyone who fucks with me immediately takes 1 wound via Reaper's Tap.
Yes. We will. Okay. So starting shade points. You said you got 6.
Yes, I'm taking Corruption and I'm taking Purity. Not Purity. Yeah, Purity.
Okay.
Corruption and Purity are the scores of which I aim for.
All right. So we're gonna put in 6. And automatically, we update. We have your wounds, which are 6. We have your attribute points, which are 12. And your toughness is currently 0. So we have to fix that. So
Your thing is not loading on my end?
give it time. Give it time.
Okay. So 6, 12 attribute points. Yep.
All right. And so
You too woke.
totally just transgender ghost name them. I will dead name my players as I see fit. Thank you, sir. I'll dead name them till they're dead. That's how we're doing this. All right, so your corruption score is a 3, correct?
Yes.
Because that's where you assign that. Oh, and by the way, as soon as you get your wounds figured out, you just tick them in the box here.
I'm not seeing where you're pointing. Wait. That's why I'm watching the thing. I'm not. Yeah, no. I'm trying to watch your channel, and either there is a strong delay, or I'm not seeing what's going on.
It's okay. It'll load up soon enough.
Yeah. So. Okay, I'm just now seeing you clicking on the boxes below wounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to take Reaper's Tap as my first aspect. That's off the bat.
Hang on.
I'm just letting you know.
Slow down.
Sorry, I'm excited, if you couldn't tell.
So as soon as we put in the shade score, the stain score below that automatically generates to a 4+. And you'll see what that means in just a minute. But we have to go over to the purity score, because he's a pure little virgin. And so we will give him a 3 in there, and the purity stain is a 4+ as well. Why'd you go over there? Why you do this? So, now is everyone following?
Probably not on my end. I'm trying to figure out how I could
I think so.
show my end what you're seeing.
Okay.
Yeah,
it looks like everything's good.
No. So what I'm getting at is on my stream, people are only seeing the sheet because I'm not editing the character sheet at the moment. They're seeing the PDF that's the game's book. and I can't
Oh,
really
okay.
show your stream because that would probably copyright from YouTube it over to Twitch and cause issues amongst both of us.
It most probably will, which was why we're not doing that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
why I'm not.
All right.
So I'll do it manual while you do it automatic
Okay.
for all that.
Okay. So we have the score in the shade, and then we have this this wonderful little. So where do we go next? So we want to explore the actual um the your shade vessel. This is what we'll do.
Shade vessel. All right.
Yes.
Do we want to explain what this is, how it works first?
Okay, so this is the shade vessel box, apparent, in essence, and we'll explain what all the numbers mean in just a minute. But the shade vessel is the tool that you use to trap and empower the shade. So every shade mage has this vessel that they use to basically filter and empower the shade that they want to use to cast spells. So it does require a description. So, what kind of shade vessel does your character wield?
Is it, so being as we're kind of doing this as a session 0 sort of a thing, do you care if I wear it like I did with my original character?
If you did what?
If I wore it like with my original character.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can wear your shade vessel. That's kind of the point.
Okay. Well, the way it's described is it's a handheld item. I just wanted to verify that wearing them and wielding them, it doesn't matter as long as you got contact to it.
Correct.
So he actually wears a set of jewelry. It is a 2-piece equipment. A ring and an earring. The earring has 2 spikes on either end, and it loops in a downward motion. The
I
ring
see.
in which he wears has the symbol of the god Ares on it.
I don't know. Spell jewelry.
Jewelry.
Jewellery.
Oh god, just spell it with all the extra letters. Extra spelled EXCKSTRUAH. Extra.
Fortunately for you guys, I'm a freelance proofreader as one of my side hustles.
I'll just mark it as jewelry, but when it is referenced in game, I will further explain how it appears.
Okay, so your jewelry, ring and earring.
Ring and piercing.
Okay. We're not going to specify.
Yeah,
We're
not
just,
unless it is specifically mentioned in game.
we're just going to let them wonder. Anyways, so
Okay.
So automatically from this sheet, you have the corruption, you have the purity, and that's exactly where the auto-generated numbers are coming from. You automatically know how much shade you're pulling from each roll. So here we have the different rolls that you can make regarding the shade. You have your sip rolls, you have your stain rolls, you have your siphon rolls, and then you have your spell battery.
Again, for everyone on my end, I'll be doing all this manually in game. The way he's got it set up is through Excel. I'm using sheets, and they aren't really interusable, and I can't use Excel at the moment, so I am purely stuck on manual code. Apologies.
And so for each thing, so for your sip and your spell battery, you would refer to this box right here. It's called the Shade Roll box, and for your sip and spell batteries, you would refer to this box and this row. So what the sip is let's say, it flew. This is your sip level of your shade vessel. Your shade vessel starts at full. And because it starts at full, you don't have to worry about it so much. You can just automatically sip from your vessel, and then you just stain your shade as per normal. But as soon as you use that full, you go down to 2+. Now, what this means is that if you're in combat and you have to quick sip, you have to you go down another sip level, and you have to beat the 2+ roll. So this sip roll of 1 would fail, and you would still go to 3+, and all of your shade would be unstained. So you would get no powered shade from that roll or from that sip. But let's say you are successful in your sippage, and you needed to stain your shade. What you would do is you'd go down to stain, and it would auto-populate again, and it would tell you. So for corruption, he rolled 3 dice for his corruption shade, and he was able to stain one of his corruption, and 2 others are unstained. So what we would do is we would go up back to corruption. We would tick 1 box, and then tick 2 unstained boxes below. And for purity, over here, he has 1 unstained and 2 stained. So we would go up and mark 2 purity shade and 1 unstained. So, and that's how you would use the sheet to keep track of your shade, how much of it was powered or not. And then as you cast spells, you would obviously untick the boxes based on what you would pay to cast. Now let's go to the Siphon rolls. The Siphon rolls are over here. And every Siphon roll is always on a 4+. So if on this Siphon roll for 6 dice, you would have 4, not 4, 2 rolls that would increase your sip level. And that's what siphoning does. It takes shade from the realm and uses it to refill your sip level in your shade vessel. Yeah, I know you're baffled. I know it's confusing because we actually switched sheets. But as I said, the experience is what the experience of actually role playing the game is is much more fluid, and we'll be doing that next session where we will demonstrate the actual role playing of the game as I walk everyone through their nonsense, and so then after that we have the next part of the sheet, which is the library. So let's go ahead and put in the spell cost and the spell name of your first spell.
Okay. Let's go take a look. Actually, we'll go ahead and work with the one I'm going to call Grimless.
Okay.
The one I showed you in Discord earlier today.
Okay, so that, if I remember correctly, that was 1 corruption and 2 unstained?
Yes. So
Okay.
would I write that as C2?
Yes.
Okay. So that's not C. The spell name will be Grimless. And you worded that as hold on. Whenever You cast a spell, you take 2 damage, and then make 2 spell batteries, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. 2 spell battery rolls. Target shade mage.
Target.
Wait, shit. Hold on. Put that first. Target shade mage does this. And then does that. So target shade mage takes 2 damage and makes 2 spell battery rolls.
All right. And the name was Grim what?
I named it Grim Lesson because of the spell's real name being Painful Lessons.
Okay. And the shade cost is going to be, or the spell battery is going to reflect the shade cost. So since we have 3 total shade, it's going to be a 3+. And the spell type?
I believe it was a sorcery. Let me double check on that.
Okay, so
Yes, this is the act of actually taking a card and turning it into a spell. Yes, it was a sorcery, so it would be channeled.
yes. Oh, hang on. Cancel. There we go, channeled. It was a drop-down menu and I tried to insert something, so it did not like that.
No, it did not.
So,
And we
so
created
yes.
those.
And when you create the spell, it is considered ready. So, All right. So
We
what is your next spell?
um let's go take a look. Most everything else I'll be looking at will be coming from the book itself from this point forward.
Actually, hang on, hang on, real quick. We did your shade points. We did your toughness, your wounds. Let's scroll over and do your library points. What are your library points, sir?
That like I said, we hold on to that. I will hold on to that one until we've determined what spells I'm using. Because um the way I understand it is if you do it the other way around, that determines how many spells from each section you are allowed to take. If you do
Ye-
it the other way around, you know what spells you want, you put them in, then you do the math, figure out what is left.
Okay, I
Um,
got you. I got you. So we'll do spell creation first. And
yes.
yes, boys and girls, that this is character creation in Shades of Dominion. It is better to know what spells you want before choosing your library points and whatnot. So there we go.
What I will be doing is I will be adding 1 to my library for every time I take a spell of said attribute. So I
Okay.
took that spell in Ambition, I put 1 in my Ambition library, and done that.
Okay.
We'll continue to do this as we pick out our spells.
Awesome.
Next spell, let's go all the way down to them real quick. So he wants to just do as much lethal actions as he can. I believe one of them was in death. I'll probably be bouncing around. Or is it Fatal Wound
Okay.
is the next one I want to take. An
Fatal wound.
unchanneled spell for 1 corruption. The target is dealt any damage until the start of your next turn. It automatically takes a wound.
All right. So no. So if the target takes. Okay. So is there a time limit on that until the end of turn?
Until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
Because I wanted to undo that. Because I wanted to help make the entire team just as lethal as I am. Oh, battery of 2, and it is. Is it channeled or unchanneled? Unchanneled. Is there a spell I want to make?
Takes any damage. They automatically lose a wound.
Yes. Let me go back to that one real quick, so I can write it out for you.
Yes, Bleach Demon, you showed right up on time. Corruption indeed. We are doing we're doing spell creation in the Shades of Dominion, so you showed up right on time, and that was so the spell battery is going to be 2 plus because it's only one spell. And then we have spell type. We're going to go with Unchanneled, correct?
Yes. I have it marked as channeled, apparently. Let me double check that. No, it's unchanneled. Yeah,
Okay.
unchanneled.
All right. So, next up.
I'm going to go ahead and say I want to pick up a character aspect, Pay in Blood.
Okay, that would be over here.
So I'm
Wait.
doing this.
Hang on.
Shall we? Yep.
Let's do your spells first. Well, we're in the spell section.
That's why I'm taking other spells from other
no.
dominions.
And that's fine. But if I understand that aspect, it just means that it's a corruption shade. So
yeah. Let's take Stress, which is a channeled spell, and I would like to apply that to a white creature spell, Shade Summon. What was it called? The Angels.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're doing here. So it would be a corruption and a purity. No? CP. CP. There we go.
CP3PO.
Uh-huh.
What Angels was it called?
So because it's 2 shade, it would be 2 plus. All creature spells are channeled. Actually, no, the spell type would be summon. Shade summon. There we go.
There it is. Spirit of Stress is what I'm going to call it.
Oh, Spirit of Stress. There we go. Okay.
Because it wants to stress you out. So come over here. Shade cost would be CP because it's a one-time trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit of actually, let's say I wanted to make this an activated ability with exhaust.
That would cost more, and I think it would add a spell template as well.
That's fine. Where would it take the spell template position, or does it not get? No, spell templates and attributes don't matter. So yeah, what would the cost be to its plan?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Give me one moment. It should be in the go to the top of the spell section. I should have already had this open, but I didn't because I'm lame. Okay, so what did you want again?
So the spell is a Spirit of Stress, and I want to take Stress as an activated ability.
Okay. So aspect of shade summon 0, channeled, unchanneled. And is Stress a channeled or an unchanneled spell?
Rest is channeled.
Okay. So the one-time cast would add 1 Unstained Shade. The adding it as an exhaust ability with the shade cost of the spell would be 2 Unstained Shade, is what would be added to the cost.
2 unstained
2 Unstained
for
Shade
exhaust.
for now. Not only would you exhaust it, you would have to pay the cost of that spell each time you exhausted it. So you would have to pay your corruption shade.
What if I didn't want to make it exhaust, but only activated through only pay? So I
Okay,
continue to pay corruption.
so if you only wanted to pay the corruption and your and taking the damage, it would cost plus 3 Unstained Shade and then an additional library point, which you're actually not able to do.
Why not? It would only cost 5. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
it because it would cost 4 shade in total. It would break your shade cap. So this is why character progression is important in Shades of Dominion, because
Okay.
making more powerful spells like this requires your character to grow, and that's how we prevent power creep in the role play. So there
And
you have it.
we'll keep it as a cast trigger then for as you
Okay.
play it, this does that.
Okay.
Um
So for the Shade Summon, is it what is the power and toughness of this creature?
the spirit was a 1/1, if I'm not mistaken. 1/1/1.
Okay. One
Let me
one
scroll
one.
back down to white. Yeah, to verify information. That's too far down.
Okay. And did it have flight?
Yes.
Okay.
Or spirits of something. I hate having to bounce back and forth between them sometimes. Order, heal faith. Nope. A little higher. Nope. Too high. How does Festival of Angels work? Spirit of Light was the other one. So yes, 1/1/1 with flight. Are you
Now,
present?
now for everyone here, in the Shades of Dominion, your Shade Summons always only have 1 wound. And it's the only thing when you're adding spell templates together that does not stack. Your wounds do not. The wounds on Shade Summons do not stack. They're made out of shade. They are not natural creatures. And who is making noise in the background? I'm assuming that's Kitty.
The clicking is my keyboard.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And so the only thing that never stacks is the amount of wounds that a Shade Summon will have, because they're not natural creatures, and dealing them a wound will finish them off. So this is kind of to balance the aspect between a Shade Summon and a natural beast in the wild. And because that's far more relevant when it comes to role playing a magic mage caster. And okay, so it has flight. And what did this and add a stress counter?
Yes. So the way I have it worded is or pay a life. Sorry. Pay or take a damage as an additional cost. Place a stress counter on target. For each stress counter on the target, it suffers a penalty to its skill test rolls. Start of each turn, the target exhausts itself a ready spell or an active aspect it controls if it has more stress counters equal to or greater than its toughness.
Okay.
And it has flight.
Okay. All right.
So
That
I
pretty
have
much
taken
summarizes it.
I have taken 2 spells from 2 different dominions. One of which is animated into ambition, the other is light. This then takes the spell 1 in ambition, 1 into light. And do I lose a library point? An additional 1.
No, you don't lose an additional library point.
So it's only 1 library point and 1 library point to each.
Correct.
Okay, so you become 2 and light becomes 1.
Okay.
Let's see what other spells I would like to take. So I imagine that if I took a spell that has X in its cost, say Snaring Tendrils, and I mix that with something, it would cost too much to do anything with. Being pay a corruption plus X equal to the number of targets attacking me immediately deal a damage by snarling tendrils before any damage is dealt to you. Those who survive the damage are also exhausted.
Okay.
Sorry, that's the way it works. If I
Yes.
took that and mended with something else, it would take it to be just a little bit too expensive to work with.
Yeah, because you would only be able to bump it up once.
Right. Okay. Cool. I'll be looking through spells if you want to go ahead and work with Ardent Party for a few minutes.
Okay.
Because I don't know what else I want to take.
Okay. So, Ardent Party, are you available, sir? Ardent? I don't
Is
think
he left?
I think we
I am
lost him.
indeed.
Oh, okay. Awesome. You are still
I'm
here.
here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yes. All right.
Yes.
Give me one moment. I'm going to open a new copy of this sheet. And
Absolutely not.
I know it really isn't allowed, is it? I'm gonna
No. Give me just a second. I'm having a sip of water.
okay. Do.
What the? Oh, okay. There was a bit of a delay there.
There always is. So.
Yeah. I'm just getting used to the etiquette of turning off or muting this mic because it's attached to a headset.
I understand. All right, so we're gonna start new with
Okay.
this character sheet right here. And so you have named your character, correct? Ardent? Sir?
I think he's having issues
I'm
with his
here.
connection.
You just dropped completely out.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Not for me.
Yeah,
It has to be
I
named a
live in
character.
Okay. All right, so,
What's that?
so can you hear me now, sir? Hello?
Can you hear Cardinal?
Yeah, no, you just keep dropping out. I can hear everybody. It's just that you guys seem to drop out a fair bit.
That's
Oh.
unfortunate.
Okay. Dang. So,
Let me have a look at my system here. Maybe I have something too much open. No, I think I'm okay.
okay. All right. Can you hear me now, man?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, just, what have you named your Shade Mage?
real quick, if someone wanted to join us, so that way there's more than just the two of us with you,
Okay.
would you allow them to join the call?
Sure. Why not?
Cool.
Okay, you were asking what I named my character, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think our connection has gotten a bit more stable.
Yeah.
So, if anyone in the audience, understands Latin, satis, which in Latin means good enough.
Satis. Is that the proper spelling? Satis?
Yes.
Okay. The player's Ardent Party.
Yes.
All right. So we have, for your shade points, a shade score of 5.
I'm getting some sort of stream you're currently viewing. Reduced video quality. Oh, for God's sakes. Thanks, Discord. I'm barely hearing anything you're saying, Colonel.
Well, I wasn't saying anything, so I would be concerned if you did. So,
Oh,
are you?
okay. Well,
Can
in
you
that
hear me
case,
now? Then.
I feel a little better now.
Yes.
Yes. Give me just a second. I'm going to try switching away from the 5G internet that I'm using, which isn't the most stable
Okay.
connection, and I'll switch back to the old school one and see if that works. I may end up dropping out of the call, but I'll come right back.
Okay. So, as we're waiting for that, do we have any questions? And yes, Bleach Demon, we were going to blame Arden's internet the on Trudeau. That this is Trudy's special internet connection. It is trampling
Okay,
his
can you hear me
rights.
again now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so the connection didn't cause changing networks didn't cause any sort of problem. Beautiful.
No. All right. Give me one
No,
moment.
and I think I should have better signal strength now.
Excellent. Give me one moment. This there seems to have been a kerfuffle of sorts with my with the different sheets. So
Well, I would offer to tell racist jokes in the meantime, but unfortunately we're streaming to 2 platforms that probably wouldn't appreciate that.
no,
No.
they would not. Although Carnal would approve.
Well, yeah, I've made many a friend with my encyclopedic knowledge of horribly prejudicial humor. And the really ironic thing is, I am one of the least racist people I've ever met.
Isn't it funny how it always works out that way?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Okay.
most of the hard R jokes I know were told to me by people who have a hard R.
Carnal approves of this wisdom. uh, okay. So Ardent Party made a character that is almost purely based on Purity Shade. Actually, that's all he's got is Purity Shade. So, not Senex. I am petitioning to change Ardent's name to Satis Senex. Translate, Ardent.
Hang on one second, I'm just looking for the... I just popped out the chat. I'm having a look for that now. Sex Sati Senex.
Sati
That's
Senex.
enough enough. Oh goodness, hang on. I had to resort to Google Translate for this.
You're being trolled in real time by Bleach Demon.
Okay. In that case, I will respond to Bleach Demon by calling him one of the illegitimi.
Okay, so Ardent Party, you have a purity score of 5, a purity stain of 2, which means that every time you roll a stain dice, 2s and higher become stained, which means that virtually every time you roll to stain your dice, you're gonna get stain shades.
Yes.
So based off this roll right here, if that was your stain roll, you would have all 5 of these boxes
Okay,
ticked.
I don't see what you're talking about right at the moment.
Don't worry, it'll show you.
Okay, run that by me again. I was distracted by trying to figure out what I was looking at that was wrong.
So, because your purity score is 5, your stain is a 2,
Yes.
which means when you roll your 5 purity dice, results of 2 or more will stain your shade. So we're looking at that result, and we're going to scroll up, and that represents the 5 stain shade that you just got. And that's what you would use to cast spells. That's what you would use to do all of your shenanigans. We've already gone over SIP level. So, this is something we have to go over. What is your shade vessel?
Ironically, I chose a sort of piece of jewelry as well. Prayer beads.
Awesome.
I went with the prayer beads because I did see in the description that it's meant to be handheld, and it occurred to me that because my character uses a shield and is very much a man of faith, I guess would be the best way to put it, it would be handy to do it that way.
Awesome. Prayer beads sound kind of... I'm going to put Crusader, Petition beads.
Hospitaller. What was that?
Crusader Divine Petition beads is what we're calling these.
Sure, okay.
Because these are no mere prayer beads, are they? So, okay.
No, fair enough.
So, again, we're going to look at the shade roll here. And so for your SIP roll, now, were you here when we went over what SIP was and how SIP functions?
I think I picked it up vaguely. I'm having some issue with getting these rules.
Okay. So, when you're adventuring, you have a shade vessel, which are your Crusader beads, and when you first start out, you yes.
Someone is going to say the word that starts with A, and we all know this.
They would be safe there. I mean, it would stop people from janking with your shade vessel. So, okay, you're going to start off with a full shade vessel full of shade, and it's going to be easy to pull from your shade vessel because it's so brimming full of the shade that you have siphoned. And normally, if you're able to out of combat take a full turn, you would just tick down the SIP level to its next level, and then you would stain as normal. However, if you're in the middle of combat and you have to do a quick SIP, you would do so as a half action, and you would do it as a SIP roll. And if you got this, and it's under the shade roll, is where you would look at that. and you would get no stained shade from that sip. Make sense?
Yes.
So you rolled a 1. You rolled a 1, and the sip level was 2+, and you would still get shade. It would just all be all unstained. So you would just go to the unstained and mark 5.
Okay.
But in any case, you would still go down a sip level because you did sip the shade. You just weren't good at it. So that's how that would work.
Okay. So I start full with the shade vessel.
Mm-hmm. And every time you sip from your shade
And
vessel,
then if
it
I
goes
sip
down.
from the shade. Okay. Okay, now I understand. It's like a mana pool.
Yes, it's exactly like a mana pool. And which takes us to
Okay.
how do you, and we've already done the stain shade, the stain roll, which is down here, your purity. And you would see how that
Okay, hang
the
on. I have
ones,
to bring the YouTube up again. Okay, I see the purity, yeah.
and you see how the ones are crossed out.
Need my glasses. I'm looking at a very small screen.
So yes, because the ones are
The
crossed
ones are
out,
crossed out.
those would be unstained shade, and the rest of them would be stained shade, and you would keep track of this as you're casting your spells.
Okay, yeah.
And that brings us to the siphon roll. So your shade vessel is down to a 3+ sip level, and so we would roll for siphon. And these are your siphon rolls. You would only get to recharge your shade vessel by 1 sip level with that siphon roll, because your siphon roll dice are equal to your shade points, so you would have 5 dice to roll, and only results of 4+ are successful siphons. So you would only get
Okay.
to refill your sip level by 1. The danger about the siphon roll is this is the roll that drains from your realm. This is the one that kills the world that you're on. So do this sparingly.
Given the character concept, that's going to be not a problem.
Excellent. So, and the last roll is your spell battery, which is a half action, and this is to recharge the spells in your library. So, you would do that, and you would take that 4, and if you have a spell battery that is 4+, or for a spell battery of 4 or lower, then you could recharge that spell. Now, in modifiers, if you get to roll more for a spell battery because you had a spell or an aspect or something, you could modify it here. You could put in a 2, and it would auto-populate across. So that's how you would use that.
Okay.
Okay, so you have your spells ready, correct?
Yeah, I have them picked out and written on the old, or input on the old sheet.
And they all cost 1 purity, correct?
Let me just check real quick, and I will tell you. But that sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Spells cost purity. I have Banish that says purity plus X.
Ah.
And I believe that's the only one I have that has that note. Just check the rest of them. Yes. Banish is the only one that has P plus X.
So let's do Banish first. What does Banish do? And what type of spell is it?
Oh, just 1 second. trying to interact with my browser and the book at the same time. It's having a heck of a time finding that. Okay, let's try that again.
Yeah, today at work I was listening to the character creation of oh, how dare I forget her name? Aiden Paladin's
Okay, that's not working for some
Pathfinder.
reason.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hello. Well, what is going
What
on?
happened?
I don't know. I just heard a lot of a lot of noise.
That may have been me doing a bunch of typing and flicking scroll wheel.
Ah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I'll mute myself for just. I'll mute
Okay.
myself for just a second while I'm finding the Banished Spell in the book.
Oh, okay. Actually, I can probably find it here. Give me one moment. Banish. Do 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 do. Da do da. Da do da. And I found it. Because I'm the best.
Question. Sorry, I was talking to myself.
I've already got it too.
Oh, okay. I'll go back to being silent.
I got it for you. Target
Sorry, go ahead,
non-legend.
Kitty. Yes, target non-legend, non-mythical target is removed from the encounter for X turns. If the target is a shade summon, it is instead destroyed and may not be recharged for X turns.
Correct. Very powerful spell.
Stream ended.
Stream end? What? How? Why?
Jinsipa?
I didn't
Are you
stop streaming.
referring to mine or his?
No,
It's,
maybe it's yours. I was.
oh no,
looking at.
Yeah.
it says we're still live on my end, and so if YouTube dropped my stream,
Okay,
I will
yeah,
be
I was looking
I
at
will
the
be
Discord
pissed.
stream.
Okay.
No, you're good.
I was looking at the Discord channel.
No, I'm ending. Oh fuck! I'm not talking.
Oh no, that's
Oh,
what
I was
we're
talking.
that's what we that's what we're broadcasting. I should close that.
What are you broadcasting? Oh, the Discord.
Do, do, do. There we go. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. So Banish Shadecast is P plus X. Where is that? You know, you would think having two monitors would make things easier.
Oh. Heck no.
Okay. Oh, that's what I was doing. Spell type.
How does mending creatures
Okay,
work?
so. Oh, it's an unchanneled spell, I guess, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So I will put that in.
Wait, it's unchanneled?
It's under the unchanneled, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Change of Heart, Expose, and Banish are all unchanneled spells in the order
That is
section.
that can be really OP depending on the circumstance.
I did select my spells to be OP if I have recourse to them.
Excellent. I like that attitude.
Yeah.
You can still see us? Awesome. Fantastic. Oh, good, good. Yes, we are still live. Still live. Excellent. So, since you all are in chat and you have any questions, just feel free to just throw them in. Because I understand that sometimes you can get lost in this. I understand that this is somewhat technical. This is the technical part of any roleplay session is, 0, getting characters made, getting all the stats done. As I was saying earlier, I was watching the character creation for Aiden Paladin's roleplay, and uh, my goodness, Mathfinder is real. And I was watching it because Aiden offered to have me as like a side character for their adventures and shenanigans. So I have to catch up on their campaign and see where I can kind of squeeze myself in for maybe a session or two. So
So, I got a question about mending creatures.
okay, let me take a look at that. Mending creatures.
If I were to take two creature types in things of this nature, wait.
Wait, what was the name of that again?
Oh, no, not a spell. The act of mending two different creatures.
Eh,
Crafting a spell.
Okay. So combining shade summon templates, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's say I wanted to take the snake I sent in general chat and combine that with Death Celebrant. The snake has 1/1 and Death Touch, which would be a 1/1/1 with Hyperstat.
Okay. And okay. So what's the other spell template?
Um, give me a second. It is Death Celebrant. Shade Summon at power 1, toughness 1, wound 1. Whenever any Shade Summon dies in combat, you may choose to regain a wound.
Nice. Basically you would combine all of those effects, combine the toughness, combine the power, combine the shade cost, and adjust accordingly. The only thing that does not stack are the wounds.
Right. So the price would go up by 1, or would it go up by a number? Both of which being black, 1. So it would be corruption. But is it corruption plus anything else?
No, it's just corruption.
Okay. And then does that put 1 in both of their? Would that put 2 in death, 1 in death, 1 in death and ambition?
It would be death and ambition because of your character aspect that we're dealing with.
The chosen is a black creature.
The celebrant is a black creature, correct?
Yes,
But
they're both black. The
they're
snake and the druid are two different spells. I'm looking at the druid for another reason at another time. I'm focusing on the death touch with death celebrant. I don't know if the Purika's chosen counts as anything other than death, and if so, if it would apply more library points to either of the aspects.
hang on, give me which attribute is the first character the shade summon from?
Purika's chosen has Reaper's Step, and that's it. And then Death Celebrant is from Death, I believe. Yes, Death Celebrant is under Death. Purika's Chosen is something I found off of Wizards products.
Oh, okay. So hang on, give me one moment. Give me 1 second. Ahem. Okay, so we're looking at another card entirely.
Yes.
Got you. Okay, that's Okay. That's fine. So you have a snake with death touch on it. Okay. Yeah. That would work. Um do do do.
I imagine the snake were to sit under death, and if so, does that add multiple death library points to death? Or is it only one as it's a single spell?
One has a single um would
Here's how
this
I
be?
imagine the spell
Yeah,
to be
I
able to
think
work.
I think it would be it would go under death. That would work. So
Okay.
yeah, just 2 corruption.
Awesome. And then allocating the library points.
It would be 2 death.
Okay. And that takes up one library spot, yes?
Yeah, that would be 1 library slot, but it would be 2 library points.
Right. Okay, and the allocation of library points matters. 200 deaths. That puts that up to 50.
All right, so
Nothing.
let's go over to your character sheet and add this new character or this new spells. So, what do you want to call your sneaky, your sneaky
Um,
snack?
Deadly Embrace. I've got no idea. That sounds like something that would fit under a spell of this kind. It wants death things to happen, and it has means to trigger death things. So, yeah, we'll go with Death's Embrace. Or
Death's
Deadly
Embrace.
Embrace. So, BC, spell name, Deadly Embrace.
Okay, so 2, 2, and 1. My God. There we go. Okay. Spell effect. One.
I don't know, 2+.
And what is the second effect of Death Celebrant? Let me look that up real quick.
Whenever any shade summon dies in combat, you may choose to gain 1 wound.
Regain 1 wound, correct. So we'll just copy pasta that over.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Cool.
So this is what that new spell looks like over on the other character sheet. How's it going, Violence? Glad to see you made it here. We are in the middle of character creation. We are getting their spells together, so they are all casty and powerful and whatnot.
If you haven't already, I would update the attribute library points to 2 in ambition, 3 in death, and 1 in light.
All right, so let me go ahead and mosey on over. So library points. Ambition is what again?
Ambition is currently sitting at 2.
And Death is 1.
Death is currently sitting at 3.
Death is sitting at 3. Okay.
And then light is sitting at 1.
Oh, you're having. You know what? Lately, my 3-year-old is having trouble sleeping. And it's not because she's having trouble sleeping. She just doesn't want to sleep. So we're having trouble with that. And thank God for melatonin. So, sorry. Me and Violence are having a parent talk because that's we do that on Carnal streams. We talk about the children because
No plans.
the babies matter.
Yeah. I'm still looking around through spells and things of this nature. With that being said, that is half of my library points taken up so far, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So let's switch over back to Ardent Sheet.
Back to me right after I finish stuffing my mouth.
Oh, fine. Fine. Make me shoot
It's
this
okay, I
shit
chewed
with.
and swallowed quick.
I like it when they swallow fast. Makes the whole thing less awkward.
Oh dear. Bleach is gone, right?
Oh god, I got fixed. There we go.
All right. And if Arden's eating, I'm officially jealous because I have not had dinner yet, and it's 9:48 over here. So I'm a starving Marvin, and I am living off of energy drink alone.
That's bad for your
Oh,
health
God,
in all
I
kinds
hate
of
those
ways.
No. I drink bangs now,
Yeah.
so they're keto, and because they're
Don't
keto,
they feed those to the military?
yes. Dude, Violence is Life is my spirit
do
animal
you
right
wash your
now.
crayons down with those?
Yes. I never served. I'm not a Marine. So, for the love of God, I will not engage in stolen valor. So, Violence is Life is solely my spirit animal right now. She's saying that I said bedtime and they heard bath time. Dude, like,
Oh, jeez.
they love taking a bath. And if you say bath, like, you cannot not give them a bath. It's fucking terrible. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna take a moment to share some personal news. We moved into our house, our first home, and it was about God, like 6-7 years ago, and we lost my wedding ring. And I have been for 7 to 6 years without my wedding ring. And today in the garage, the Mrs. Carnal found it, and she surprised me when I came home. And it is the best feeling to have this ring back on my finger again. It is, I'm vibing. It's awesome. So I'm informed by Bleach Demon that Civvy Bang is not quite as potent. Then you need to give me some of that the Armed Forces Bang because I'm in need. I am in need of military style assault bang. I need this in my
Military
life.
grade assault energy drinks.
Yes. I need military style assault energy drinks 100%. Not gonna lie. Where is this in my life right now?
Aspect to Shade Summon is 0.
Yes, you can you don't pay any additional cost if you combine a shade summon with an aspect spell. That is correct.
So if I want to Twin Strike on my next 2 creatures and decide I want to go straight black instead, can I do that?
Yeah.
Awesome. We're doing that.
Look, this system was made with the intention of the Shade Mages and the players trying to break the game, trying to make the most unstoppable, godforsaken combinations to try and, make it as to make it as absolutely difficult for
Okay.
the environment. So
Then let's do
yes,
something real quick. I'm going to swap out all of my white for the black. Just fuck white.
hang on.
Um,
We have Bleach Demon informing
Excuse me?
us. Bleach Demon is informing us that because of military assault energy drinks, the Taliban is probably having jitters. Is Bang energy drink halal? Because if we can make them haram, I support this. Anyways,
Well, it was manufactured by the Americans. So
hey,
it's probably automatically haram.
if you add bacon juice to Bang, it's still keto, and I can still drink it. But the Taliban is screwed.
Oh god, bacon-flavored energy drinks sound disturbingly attracting.
I don't think it's attractive, but I will I will suffer knowing that the Taliban cannot have my energy drinks. However, I do understand what Bleach Demon is saying here. What he's actually saying is that because military assault energy drinks are a thing, the artillery is not stopping and therefore transferring the jitters from the energy drink to the artillery, which is based and wholesome. Always apply overwhelming cover fire for your troops. So okay, so who's
I'm going all black. Let's go ahead and finish this up real quick. So
okay.
that we can have a finished character sheet.
Okay.
One more question I had was if I wanted and I took Twin Strike and applied it to my Death's Embrace, would that make it a 3-cost black spell? Black.
If I recall, okay, because you have a funky shade aspect, that turns any other non-ambition template in or non-corruption spell template into a corruption spell. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Twin Strike is a red spell.
Twin Strike is a red spell. So, yeah, it would be 3 corruption and you would take a damage for casting the spell.
Cool. That's fine.
Okay, so CCC.
That's Twin Strike.
And 3 plus. You're getting really expensive spells for not being. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna say something. So this is a shade summon.
So here's an interesting piece of trivia for you guys.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, I just Googled Bang energy drinks military, and the military site came up. So I thought, okay, I want to know what's in this stuff that's so dangerous. So I clicked it, and I got a URL card stealer warning from my antivirus. So apparently the U.S. military just tried to steal my banking information. Joke's on them. I don't have any money.
Okay, you know what? That is so goddamn shady. I would not be surprised if this is a Biden admin bullshit implementation. Like I am so sick of this damn administration. Okay, so.
Well, apparently they're bringing in about 80,000 new IRS agents to increase the coffer size. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, those degenerates have yet to pay me my tax return, so to hell with them at the moment.
Oh,
So,
nice.
God damn it.
Politics on a public aspect.
So, which templates were you adding together, Kite?
Parika's Chosen, from the Wizards products, Death Celebrant, and Twin Strike.
Oh, so we're just altering that previous spell.
Yeah.
Okay. See, here I thought we were making something new. Silly
No,
me.
no, no.
Oh.
I do plan to take the Surly Caretaker, however, and bring that into the game. Wait, hold on. Maybe I've got a better option. 1 second.
Okay, so let me look up Twin Strike.
Okay, cool. So I should have that's one more in my ambition. So 4. 4 in ambition, 3 in death, and then nothing else because I'm only black. Fix this to 2+. Shade score. My shade score goes up to 5, yes?
Your shade score goes up to 5.
From being corruption and purity to just straight corruption. Am I understanding that correctly?
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I was looking up Twin Strike. I was
Sorry, you can go ahead and do you.
okay.
It's an aspect.
Okay. All right. So we updated that spell that now costs 3.
Right.
Okay. So what was your other question about the your next spell?
Well, first I want to alert you if you're not familiar already. I'm abandoning purity. Does that make my shade score go up to 5? That I got answered on my own. The next
Okay.
spell I want to use has the effect of time. Being Weaver of Blossoms and Blossom Clad Werewolf.
Okay. So if you're abandoning purity, okay,
Yes.
I hear you. What we're gonna do then is we're gonna go back to your Spirit of Stress and
Yeah.
change that to corruption.
Yep.
And
Hurt twice.
yeah, it's only gonna hurt once, I believe. Um,
Corruption 1 hurts once.
Caster takes 1 damage. And what else was there? Grim Lesson. We have. Oh, there we go. Caster takes. That's 2 damage. No, it's only 1 damage, right?
It was because the other one was so it was a white and blue spell turned black. So it went white and black.
No. I'm talking about Deadly Embrace, the snake spell.
Oh yeah. That one only hurts once because there's the one red spell in there. Twin Strike.
Yeah, I already alt. Oh wait, hang on. Okay, so the caster takes 2 damage for this spell. Okay.
So you'll
Yeah, because it was a spirit with flight and okay, no, it's only 1.
because it's per spell.
Yes.
Okay, per spell it does only take 1, not per attribute. So the next spell I want to take is another wizard's product, but it has Daybound and Nightbound, which we were discussing the other day. being as you don't want that to affect the spell itself, how will we work with this one? Because on the flip side, it produces 2. On the main side, it produces 1.
Okay. If in that case, I would only work with the basic, with the like, when the card's originally summoned. What are its stats?
2, 3 for 2 and a green, and tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool.
Okay, that would be what we would be working with.
Okay. How would we get its? If I wanted to use its flip at some point, would that need to be a separate spell, or would that need to come in from a built-in aspect later on?
Yeah, we already discussed the kind of aspect that would
Right. So that comes from
that
an
would
aspect
entail.
later.
Yeah. So, do you want to make that spell now, or do you want to?
Yeah. We'll take that one, and then Nature's Embrace, which is an enchantment that has. Oh wait, nope. Screw that one. We're only working with the Weavers of Blossom. I'll send you the photo for it so you know how to edit your things. Where is it? No. There it is.
Yeah. So, what we're actually doing live, what Kitty is walking us through, is the annoying process of turning Magic the Gathering cards into spell templates. So this is actually something that the game encourages, and that the Shade Master has to mediate. So yeah, this is something that you can actually do. And yes, we're nerding hard right now, in case you haven't noticed. But for the love of
And
and
each time your spell increases in rarity, these costs multiplies.
yes, indeed. And self-report, yes. If you're not a nerd and you're listening to this stream, well, you you nerdy now. So you
God
will
bless you if you
be.
can keep up.
And this is all kind of jumbled. It will make much more sense when we actually start rolling dice and acting, playing out scenarios. So where are we? We're doing.
The card is sent in the general chat to the Discord server.
You're making me check Discord when I'm trying to fill out a character sheet. What is wrong with you, child? Okay.
So it'll be 2 corruption.
Okay.
As an additional take 1 damage.
Look at this base messaging from Violence's life. She got the children out of the bath, she's getting them into bed, and now she's washing dishes. This is the life, gentlemen. This is the life.
Take 1 damage and then shit, edit up here.
Okay, so your shade cost is going to be corruption and 2 other,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Obviously, this is a shade summon. The spell is ready. The spell battery is going to be 3+.
I've got it set as corruption and then unstained.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'll get confused.
So, if you want to do that, we'll just put 2U. C2U.
Okay. I see you too.
Based indeed, Bleach Demon. Based indeed. All right, what do you
What
want to
is
name
that?
this spell?
Free Siphon.
What?
Free Siphon. It isn't causing me to siphon mana, it is producing me the mana I need. It is a free siphon. I name it Free Siphon.
All right. So what is the power and toughness again?
The 2/3.
2 and 3 and 1 wound as per usual. All right. So
Add 1 shade of any to minion to your shade pool.
summon a beast with power 2, toughness 3, wound 1.
Yeah, that's a good.
And
And then we go add 1 more to my ambition, which is starting to skyrocket.
now you did have to exhaust the summon, correct?
Yes, you exhaust it and it produces.
Exhaust.
If I got my total for ambition up to 9, can I take a 9 cost character aspect from that selection? I know 3 and 6 are available at spawn, but I'm not sure about anything else.
I'm sorry, Ardent Party just finally realized that one of your creatures is a snack.
Is a snack?
Is a snack. You summoned a snack. 6 watching and
If he wants to eat it, he can eat it, man. I'm not gonna get bothered by it. It'll hurt him like hell, but he can do it.
fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so we have Free Siphon, a beast with 2 power, 3 toughness, and 1 wound. Okay, so let's go and have we updated your? Oh, we do need to update your. We have to revamp your character sheet. We have to adjust
A little bit. Yeah, because I've abandoned all purity.
Yeah.
We've already got one of you. Damn white knights.
I'll punish you later.
Issue later.
I said I will punish you later. It is the Shade Master's privilege.
That it is. And then character aspects, you are not allowed anything more than 6 no matter what at character creation, correct?
All right, correct. So, in terms of spell templates, what have you spent already?
I believe if I'm not mistaken, 5, 8. Oh god, my total ambition's at 10.
Your ambition's at 10?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's everything else?
Maximum ambition's at 10, darkness is at 5, and death is at 8.
Wait a minute. Hang on. In terms of your spell templates?
No. That was my totals. My library points, my ambition's at 5, my death is at 3.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Okay, so 5 and 3 in terms of your library points. And Ardent Party has succumbed to addiction and is leaving us for 5 minutes. You degenerate. Anyways, I'm just kidding. I kid. Gunfu has no such injuries if you don't limp. Okay. I love you all. I really do. I should not troll the one I just gave a wrench. This is poor policy, but I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
Your fixer shall troll you back. So I think I'm just about done. That leaves me 2 spell templates, yes?
Correct. But you still have to determine where you want the skill points, because library points are part of your skills. So, where now, Western man?
7, 8. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Snack indeed.
I feel like I am struggling somewhere. I'm trying to count my spells and where they belong in their dominions, like how many dominions they fall under.
All right. As you figure this out, I will be right back. Entertain the chat.
Sure. Hi, chat. Violence is like a snake. What the fuck is a snake? Snake. Sneak. Sorry, I'm bad at socializing and any means of keeping up with chat. I read it, I try to respond to it, but I do bad snap. Bleach Demon Gunfoot is verboten in the gray. Oh my god. Although I suppose I could tell people I've been wrestling ninja moves. Ardent the hell. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, that's right, that's right. So 2 length? What does it do with everything else?
I leave for a few moments, and I learn that Violence's life got run over by an Oldsmobile. In 2005. God damn.
Damn. So yeah. Fuck it, let's put the 2 points in ambition.
Okay. That's where I figured they would go. So, up this to a 7. Boom.
So what does total do in terms of character aspects?
Oh, it tells you what, actually, hang on. Do. Actually, mein Fraulein, you can't have more library points than your shade capacity at character creation.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I suppose. Yeah, we'll put it in darkness then. Try to balance me out a little bit.
In darkness.
Yeah.
So you have 2 library points in darkness that need to be spent in the future. So that's all your spells for now. Ardent, are you ready to hop back on and complete your shade transformation?
Yeah, he called me a Fraulein. Shall I take him to the caps?
You're lucky he called you a Fraulein. I would call you mein Unterfrau.
You were the one that called me a Fraulein.
Unterfrau. Unterfrau. All right, Arden's still having his smoke, and okay, that's oof.
Character aspects of war.
That is rough violence. That sucks. And a career in the Air Force would have been nice. That would have been top tier. That would have been spectacular. So since Ardent is still on his sucking his fags, uh, we're going to talk about the campaign that we will be doing after character creation is complete. We'll be starting a campaign that's called the Death Cycle, and it's based on a series written by the same of the same name. The novel series, The Death Cycle, is written by the people who wrote Dragonlance, and it's basically in Shade's terms, it's a realm that was broken up into several different realms. And so the Shade Mages are going to be plopped onto this fractured realm and discover all of the broken shenanigans that are inherent therein. And these realms that are interconnected don't know that one another exists or that they were all once part of a greater whole. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Welcome.
Merci.
We trolled you in chat. It was fantastic.
That's fine.
Better than Wunderfrau? I suppose.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. So, Arden, what were the rest of your spells?
Let's see. We started off with Banish, yes?
We started off with Banish. That is correct.
Okay, I can run through the rest of them fairly quickly here. Brave the Elements.
Brave the Elements. All right. Yeah, Ardent did me the grand favor of sticking to the core book, so we don't have all this special stuff that Kite is. Holy crap! Kite is demanding of me, making making me work. Okay, so Brave the
that's okay.
Elements.
I will have demands later.
That's fine. That is perfectly fine. And what is the effect of Brave the Elements?
Brave the Elements. Choose a Dominion. Prevent all damage dealt to Shade Summons of Purity you command by any source of that Dominion until the end of this. I'm going to assume it says turn. I ran out of room in the box.
Okay, so let me just search that. Brave. Okay. All right, and spell type, that is a Unchanneled Spell.
That one is Unchanneled. Yeah. I went through while you were dealing with Kitty and put down the types for all my spells.
Well, we'll be putting it down here on the sheet as well, so...
That works.
Next spell.
Next is Breath of Life.
Okay, Breath of Life.
And that one, the effect is remove all damage and restore 1 wound to any target. And it too is unchanneled.
Nice.
Yes. I was actually going to ask you now, with what's the difference between the. So far, I've found, I think, 4 different spell types: channeled, unchanneled, aspect, and shade summon.
Okay, so Unchanneled are spells that you can cast as free actions. You can cast them when it's your turn, when it's not your turn, if it's your opponent's turn, if it's your friend's turn. You can always cast an unchanneled
Excellent.
spell. A channeled spell
Excellent.
is a spell that costs you a half action. It is it's something that you do on during your turn. A aspect spell is also
Okay.
a half action. It's a channeled spell on your turn, but it's a spell that has a lasting static effect, like an enchantment, on the target that you're casting that spell on. It's yourself. It's another shade summon. It's another player. Something of that nature. A shade summon is your creatures, your minions that you summon through the shade, and those are your 4 basic spell
Okay.
types. So
Okay. What was the aspect spell again?
the aspects are spells that you cast on other things that provide a buff or a long lasting effect.
Okay.
They don't end at the end of your turn. They're not
Okay.
one shots. They are permanent effects on the target.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
I think I have 1 aspect spell. 2.
Okay. So what are we doing
Yeah.
next?
I. Okay. The last one was Breath of Life.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is Divine Boon.
Okay. I'm just going to do some copy pasta.
Sure.
All right, Divine Boon. And that is also that is an aspect spell.
That is
Awesome.
an aspect spell type.
All right. Okay.
And the effect is target receives the aspect. This target gets +1 power / damage and +2 toughness.
Yes, and that slash, the +1 power is to your shade summons. The +1 damage is to your allies or yourself.
Ah,
That
excellent.
that is that is the difference. So, all right.
Just as an aside, I'm beginning to think that this character's soundtrack is going to be Sabaton heavy.
Yes. And that is why we love them. Okay, so next spell.
Yeah. Next spell is Festival of the Angels, and that is a channeled spell.
Okay, Festival of the Angels. Okay.
And just to make sure you're aware, Banish was the spell that had shade cost of P+X.
Yes, I already put that in.
Okay. Okay, and the effect of Festival of the Angels is restore X wounds equal to 2 per shade summon you currently command to any targets.
Yes. So, all right.
Now, when it says any targets, does that mean any number of targets, or...
No, that is you know what? I'm pretty sure that in the original card that we used to inspire that, it was just one target. It was just you, the player.
Okay.
But honestly, I'm good either
So
way.
that shouldn't be pluralized then?
It should not be pluralized,
Okay.
but you know what? I'll allow it.
Okay, I will correct that then. Oh, okay.
Because I did take that straight from the rule book, so I just have to suck it up now.
Okay.
Um,
Well, we can consider this a playtest session or game anyway.
that's fair enough, but we'll try it out.
Yeah.
And you know what? Given the Shade Afflictions of Purity, I don't mind if they're a tad bit overpowered, and I'll be perfectly honest. For this, in this game, being overpowered is the point, and it's something that's easily overcome by the way that combat is done, by the arduous and painful way that it takes for you to get shade. It's not that big of a deal. So let's go with the next spell name. Where are we at?
Healer's Art.
Okay, Healer's Art.
And that is an aspect spell. And target Shade Summon has the following aspect. Exhaust. Prevent all damage to any target from any one source. Now, you mentioned that aspect spells are persistent. So
Yes.
what I'm curious about is, say, a peasant is being attacked by two people, two villains. I can cast this spell. Now, this won't be a free action, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yes.
curious how long or how much of my turn an aspect spell takes up. Is that a whole turn or?
It takes the aspect spell will take a half action. So your Shade Summon could
So
then
I could
use their.
cast.
Yes, you can cast it, and your Shade Summon as its attack could exhaust on the same turn and still perform that saving act.
Excellent. Fortunately, I have one Shade Summoning spell.
Okay, so that is an aspect spell. What is the next spell? Because I know you had like 10 each 10 spells, so we're
Yeah,
gonna get a full
I
list.
went. Yeah, Hunker Down is the next.
All right, Hunker Down.
That is Unchanneled.
Pretty sure I know what this one does, but I don't know the specifics. Hunker.
Okay.
Yes.
And the spell effect is target shades. Oh no, wait, sorry, I'm wrong. I'm in the wrong box. Target gets +4 toughness until the end of this turn.
Yes. So you are upping their defensive powers.
Yes. I am allowing everyone to enjoy the power of my tankiness.
Yes. Because tank you shall. Alright, so P.
Ironically, I wasn't thinking Cleric Ninja when I started coming up with my character concept, but it turned out that way.
The shade made it easy. So,
Yes.
what is the next spell? What's the name we're working with now?
Light. Because I hate carrying torches. No matter what game I play, if there's a light spell I can learn, I immediately learn it ASAP.
Okay. All right.
And light, the effect is you illuminate a dark area until the end of your next turn. This template may be added to a shade summon or artifact for a lasting effect at no additional... Is it twining or twinning?
Twining cost.
Twining cost. Okay, yeah, there's two ends and it threw me off.
And is that unchanneled?
That is in fact unchanneled.
Okay, alright.
And I will be activating it by screaming at the top of my lungs, "Let there be light."
Based.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the next spell that we are dealing with, that we are showing the good people here?
The next spell is Shield of Faith.
Shield of Faith.
Yes.
Just remember, folks, when you play this game, you too can have these magnificent spells.
No, my spells, nobody else.
Shield.
That is a shade summoning.
Oh, so it is.
Yes.
And Shield of Faith is a shade summon. It is a creature.
Yes.
It has 0 power, but it has 3 toughness
Yes.
and 1 wound.
Well, when it's cast it does, and immediately afterwards it will have 7, because I will just whack it with Hunker Down.
Yes.
Yes.
Now it also has the aspects of...
You go protect that guy.
Yes, Pacifist and Refresh.
Yes.
Violence is asking if there is a Druid class, and there is a dominion called Vitality, which is represented by the Norse symbol of Yggdrasil, and that is our elven dominion, where you appeal to nature, where you can make vines grow, where you can summon big bears and all that wonderful jazz. So yes, there is a druid dominion, as it were, and also the 3 attributes for vitality are growth, which makes everything beefier and stronger. You have instinct, which makes yourself and your minions faster, and it gives them the ability to be poisonous. That's part of the spell templates of that attribute. And then there is nature, which is about restoring balance, deactivating aspects, almost like an anti-shade attribute. And it also allows you to generate shade without having to siphon from the realm. So it's a very holistic dominion. So yes, there is a very druid flavored dominion in this game. Now that's a good question. In terms of playable races, you can play as whatever you want. Whatever you want to appear as, whatever you want to be, you can actually have the appearance of whatever you desire. The Shade doesn't care, though. You don't get racial bonuses for joining the Shade. The Shade literally just warps you to whatever your persona and your flavor in the Shade is going to be. So, if you want to be a Leshy, I will permit a Leshy. Leshies would be awesome in this game. A sentient blackberry. A sentient blackberry bush. No gnomes? You know what? I will not.
Scary.
I I will not tolerate this anti-gnome bigotry in shaded. I'm just kidding. You can be a bigot against gnomes as much as you
This is
want, but if someone wants to play a gnome, you will have
but
to enforce your hatred of gnomes.
I
no,
touched
the
this
gnome
fucking
thing
gnome.
is an ancient running gag with a bunch of my role playing groups.
Yes. Okay, so
I'm
what?
Groot. Oh god. Oh no,
Yes,
the sentient blackberry bush is a Groot.
yes.
I will only refer to him as Tree.
You know what? I will permit the Leshy build, and there are spells where it's literally called snaring vines, where you can
I
just
need to know what a leshy
incapacitate
is now.
everything. Oh, you haven't played Witcher?
I haven't.
Oh god, that thing.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played, and the leshy
Okay.
was one of the first creatures I went off road and encountered, and was
Mm-hmm.
immediately smoked by.
Oh yeah. If you go against a Leshy without proper preparation, you're gonna die. You gonna die.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Yeah, it
Now,
wasn't a good idea. Like, I don't know, I was probably the equivalent of second level.
okay, so if Kite hasn't played Witcher and he doesn't know what a Leshy is,
Just looked at it.
have you played Skyrim?
All of about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Oh
If
wow.
you've ever met a Spriggan, a Leshy is a Spriggan on steroids.
The only creatures I've met
With rage issues.
the only creatures I've met so far in that one very boring Bethesda game is a giant and all the character creation races. That's it. I made it out of the first dungeon. And I said, "Nope, I'll stick to Fallout, thank you."
I'm going to bully you for that opinion.
Never played any of the Fallout games.
Now,
I'm sorry. The Elder
yeah.
Scrolls just aren't that interesting to me.
I will. Skyrim is for the Nords, and I'm ashamed that you don't know this. And yes, violence. If you haven't played Witcher, you are missing out, because the Leshies in there are atrocious. If you met a Leshy, and you have not prepared, you about to die. you oof. And you will need everything. You will need your potions. You will need your oils. You will need everything. And I hope your Igni is up to snuff by the time you approach the Leshen. Which was fortunate for me, because when I played through Witcher, I'm like, I love all of these signs. I'm just going to be pure sign, pure blue mutagen, all of the things. Thank you, Patriot, for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you. I hope you enjoyed what you've watched so far. We will definitely have another stream where we will actually be role playing and and I will be, after we get these characters sheets made, I will be sending them to the individual players, so they will be able to use this sheet. Hopefully, I know Kite had issues,
Will do.
but we will press forward. Ardent, you still have more spells, sir, correct?
I do, actually, but I also have an anecdote I'd like to tell beforehand. The first time I ever encountered a creature called a Spriggan was a type of gnome. If you check the stream chat on Discord, I've sent you a link. This is a gnome that can change its shape to be the size of a giant. And this is actually where my running gag hatred of gnomes began. Because one of my co-players decided it was a good idea to bully a random gnome character, which immediately grew 8 sizes and kicked everybody's ass.
Let me get that up for you real quick. This.
And that is from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition Revised. That was the first game system I ever played on tabletop. Way back in the days when... Many, many moons ago.
So this is the hate. This is where your racial hatred of gnomes comes from.
Essentially, yeah. It's not my character's hatred, it's my personal hatred.
Ah, I see. All right. So, behold, Ardent's vision of a Spriggan. All right, we're gonna put that away.
Yes.
So, back to...
Just before you do, where was... Oh, no, okay, never mind. Go ahead. Back to my spells. What are we on? Shield of Faith. We got that one done, yes?
Yes.
Okay. The next one is Vigilance.
Vigilance.
Which is also the last one.
Okay, all right. All shade summons you command get +3 toughness until end of turn. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I am going to have one hell of a buffed Shield of Faith.
Yes. Okay, so yeah. Vigilance.
Actually, just doing up the numbers. 3, 7. Yeah. Is toughness like armor class?
Toughness is like a
It's how tough you are before you take a life.
Yeah. Toughness is how much damage you can soak before you take a wound. And she ran out of hot... Oh. Wait. You ran out of... How do you run out of hot water? I'm looking at chat. Violence's Life is telling us that she ran out of hot water.
Small water tank, probably.
That's... I could not...
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
I've never had it happen.
Oh.
So, pardon my confusion. Okay, so we have all of Ardent's spells ready. So if I did the math correctly, you have 5 light spell templates, you have 1 order spell template, and 4 protection. She does not have a water heater. Okay.
Hot pots. She bakes that shield.
That is... Okay, that is old school.
Get with the times, lady.
Yep.
You be nice to my violence.
Chop wood, carry water, man.
Yes. Okay, so we have all of Ardent's attributes and skills and spells ready and accounted for. And this is where you do your skill checks. Okay. So all you do is you scroll down, hit roll, and it will auto-update all of your results for all of your skills. Obviously, you only apply the one that you're rolling for at that time. Now, let's take a look at combat. This is going to be your combat grid. And so let's do your weapons. So we all start off with your unarmed. So what are your unarmed skills? Now this sheet is phenomenal, and you're going to understand why I did it this way.
There's unarmed.
Because it can get messy. So combat grid and weapons, indeed. And I'm super proud of this grid. So what is your attack skill for your unarmed? Because in Shades of Dominion combat, all combat...
I wrote that down.
Yeah, every combat roll is an opposed roll, which both participants roll off. and whoever gets the highest result is the winner of that combat or of that roll. And if the defender
I
wins,
don't believe.
Hero?
You muted.
Okay.
I muted for just a second because I had to cough. I don't believe I actually did a roll for unarmed.
You don't roll.
I rolled for everything else.
You don't roll for your unarmed. You choose your unarmed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That should be simpler then.
Yes.
Skills. So oh wow, heal is insane.
Yes.
What's it looking at right now for him?
Right now, for
19.
your skills, you have a 9 in acrobatics, a 6 in athletics, a 6 in bluff, 6 in diplomacy, 6 in endurance, a 19 for heal, which is
Get
atrocious.
up, you dead bastard!
Get up! The
God
power of
said you
If I yell
don't
too
get
loud,
to
half
die
the
yet.
graveyard gets up.
the power of Christ compels
Walk
you.
into it.
Rise, Lazarus! Rise!
Lazarus, I'd be racing with Methuselah with a score that high.
Okay, so you have zeros in history, insight, and intimidate because you are a secluded
Yeah.
monk. You didn't learn jack shit. You meditated and learned of nature and
He's not
perception.
exactly streetwise.
You have no streetwise or thievery because, well, monk. You have a
And
9
yet somehow I'm
stealth.
sneaky as hell.
Well, yeah, you learned how to. Growing up in the monastery, I assumed there was some particular uptight asshole you had to dodge, so you learned how to dodge. But you didn't pay attention in
There's Ninja
seminary.
Class.
You didn't pay attention in seminary.
No.
Your religion's
No.
only 6, so you focused on combat and
Got the basics.
Yeah, so for your unarmed, I would recommend going with acrobatics. So let's
Since
we're gonna
it's the higher score, yeah.
we're gonna go with acrobatics. Now, what do you want to attack on your
The enemy.
opponents?
Okay, before I... Hang on, now I need to bring... There we go. Now, where do I need to put...
Now, you can choose
Okay.
to attack
I'm looking
their
at the old-
acrobatics, their athletics, their endurance, or their perception.
Attack the perception.
What's that?
I said attack the perception. Make them go blind. I know that's not how it actually works.
Yeah.
Nah, fair point.
So, what do you want to attack?
What's the average score?
That
Like, not my average score, but the average score. Like, what's a low average, say? What number? Any idea?
The system uses a 3d6 plus your modifiers, or plus your skill bonus.
Oh.
So, the average score is going to be around like 9, 10, 11.
Okay. Yeah, I think perception might be a good choice.
Okay. So, and every time you update
if it turns out not to be, we'll see.
And your unarmed damage is always going to be 1. And
Okay.
up here in attack/damage, you have the result of your skill check already here in the chart for you, and your damage is auto generated as well. Now, as I said, each weapon
Oh wait,
has...
no, I think I did that wrong. Attack skill is acrobatics, defense skill is perception. Okay.
Correct. So, what was your next weapon type? It was a light blade, correct?
Yeah, I went with a dagger.
Okay. And what was your see, and each weapon has its own set of attack skills and defense skills. So in this drop-down menu,
Yeah, I have those sorted out already.
In this drop-down menu, you're going to have a variety of different options that are relevant to that particular weapon or weapon type. So I believe it was stealth that was your attack skill, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And your defense skill?
Insight.
Insight, okay. And your damage for the light blade, I believe, was 1 or 1d3?
It's only 1.
Okay, so that was going to be a 1. But that's okay. You have 2 other weapons. So, what was the second weapon type?
Longbow.
A bow?
Yes. Long one.
Okay, and the attack skill for this longbow was what?
Endurance.
Endurance? And you attacked your opponent's what skill?
Defense was acrobatics.
Acrobatics. And the damage was a d6, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to scroll down to d6. And the last one was a polearm.
Yes.
And the attack skill on that was...
Endurance again.
Endurance. And the defense skill?
Bluff.
Bluff.
And the specific weapon is a glaive.
Glaive, okay.
If that makes any difference.
It doesn't.
And
But
1d6, I believe.
1d6.
Okay.
Awesome. And whenever you as the player need to make a defense skill roll, you have this drop-down menu for whatever is being attacked at any given time. And that's how you would make your defense skill rolls. So let's say you were having your insight attacked. You would make your insight roll, and it would be a 4.
Now that says 2d3 on that page. Oh, okay, it's changed. Sorry. Never mind.
Yeah, it'll change shortly. There's a slight delay. I can't help this.
Whoa. Okay, what was that about a 4?
Oh, the defense skill roll. You can change the drop-down menu to whatever is being attacked at that time, and you can drop down the menu and select what you need to roll for your defense. And this...
oh, I see. Okay.
This figure right here will automatically add any protection points you have on your character. So... So we have your weapons, we have your stats all buffed out, and then we have down here, let's do your
Afflictions.
Your shade afflictions. Let's do those. Now, for everyone who's watching, now, Arden, can you see how many people are watching? Because in my thing, it says that only 2 people are watching
yes,
still.
I can. We have 4.
I see 4.
Okay.
I have 4.
Because YouTube
Yes.
hates carnal. Like, I cannot even comment on my live chat. That's why I have to pull it up and and actually watch it. And it doesn't update me. It doesn't tell me, like, it right now. It says that only 2 people are watching, and if y'all... Okay, awesome. So shade afflictions are...
Oh, we have 5 now.
Yeah, the shade afflictions are the things that the character, the shade mage takes on as the cost of participating in the shade. These are compulsions. These are things that the Shade Mage is compelled to do. And if they do not perform these actions or be controlled by the Shade in this faction, they incur what is called Shade Burn. And whenever they incur Shade Burn, they get a little tick in the box. And the next time they use the Shade, they will roll 1d6 per ticked box, and they will take damage equal to the result that is rolled. And so Shade Burn is nasty, and it
Ouch.
can kill a Shade Mage. So
It has played.
these are the weaknesses of the Shade Mage. So what is number one, Ardent?
You must always tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay, let me pull that up. Which aspect is that a part of?
I believe that is just 1 second. Fury.
I shall return.
That would be. I think it's light.
Yes.
Just a moment, I'll scroll back and check. Yeah, that is light.
Why must you annoy me? All right. You must tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right. What is your second one? Oh, come on, Sasquatch. You
The
did not
second
have to
one
leave.
is- Huh?
Sasquatch is back, and he's being beautiful, as always.
You're always unruly. We don't drive you away for that.
In fact,
Hell, I'm unruly.
do I not encourage this? I was pretty sure I encouraged this behavior.
You usually do.
Yeah. Seems like something.
Now, if I recall correctly, another one is the following. You cannot engage in a fight that could have been avoided.
That is indeed the next one.
All right. And let me see if I can
And that is
recall.
from protection.
Yes. And you must... Okay, and the next one is you must also always stand up for the weak or powerless?
Yes.
All right.
I got a question
And that
about
too is
his
protection.
affliction. And the way
Yes.
it'll interact with one of my inflictions. Afflictions.
I'm sorry, what is the issue?
I'm curious about how his affliction will work with one of my afflictions.
That is not my problem.
Oh no, I know it's
Which
not
one?
your problem. I can't act outside of my own immediate interest, which means I am always acting in my own immediate interest. And if such involves a fight and is shoved in your direction, would you have to actively avoid the fight and move out of the way?
Yes, violence.
Not necessarily.
Violence. He chose to play a holy monk, and a monk of austere purity, and the shade will afflict him for it.
Interesting. I'm not sure how well he and I will get along, man.
Oh. Wait till you hear the rest of my character concept.
Oh god. Oh god, okay.
The part about the part about having a holy stricture against using the shade in general, because it's evil and you should not have truck with demons.
Now,
This will be fun.
I'm just adding these as I remember. So you chose pacifism as a character aspect. And
Yes. Actually, no, not really.
it wasn't pacifism? Was it shield bash?
Character aspects. Shield bash, yes.
Okay, shield bash. My bad.
Character aspects you're asking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Sure strike, duty first, honor later, and detain.
I'm sorry, which one?
I think, yes, and pacifism is there as well, and shield bash.
Okay, that's... Wait. So, which one did you choose? Did you choose the... I know you had duty first, honor later, detain, and what was your third one?
Yep. Sure strike.
Sure strike, okay.
And I have 5.
Oh, you have...
Oh. I think that's...
so... Yeah. You have... Okay. What is... Okay. Hang on. What is that noise?
I don't know. It sounds like a dryer. Or a fan, possibly?
Clicking was me. Oh, wait, hold on. I believe my mother just went and ran some laundry. That might be the problem.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shall I mute myself?
Yeah. Just for a moment. Okay, so... So pacifism... Wait. Okay, so you did have pacifism. Okay, I am remembering that correctly. So...
Yes. Just where I'm using the old sheet, it's broken up a bit funny.
Okay. Okay, so +5 bonus to all stealth checks to avoid combat. And the next one... Oh, so you chose all of your shade aspects, like, right at the beginning?
Apparently.
Okay. I'm not here to judge.
That is the ultimate judge of the gang.
Let me see here. Sure strike, duty first, honor later, detain, pacifism, and shield bash.
All right. My character believes veganism is immoral based. And actually, that fits in the Vitality Dominion so well. It truly does. And I'll show you an example in just a moment. Copy. And... Pasta. Cancel. Why do you lie to me? Okay, so... There we go. Whenever a shade summon you control survives a round of... I know you didn't cut me off, you stupid... Oh, okay. It does fill in. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. That makes sense.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
What if the monsters we are fighting are weaker than Ardent Party? Can he not then get into battle with them? He has to defend them.
Oh no, they're still demons. No, they're still demons.
Oh, they're weaker than you, and you gotta defend them.
Eh, I'll defend them with a quick thrust to the heart.
This is so concerning.
So,
Just
Detain
remember,
is...
the good thing about my character is that he's not particularly streetwise, so he's going to be easy to fool. So you can probably play him off pretty easily.
That's going to be brutal. That's not broken.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Nope. Just on a quick recall, I think I'm looking at 10 toughness from the first round.
Yeah, and they're just getting stronger. As I said,
Yeah.
I'm you're meant to make an OP character with this with these afflictions and these aspects. So I have pacifism, duty first, honor later, detain, which is basically in whenever your shade summon is attacked, they can choose to not deal damage. Now, this works for you because none of your creatures deal damage. You have one shade summon, it has power 0, so you're not dealing any damage. And so if you choose to not deal damage,
Yeah.
you can instead choose to exhaust the target that they're entangled with. You can detain the attacker, and that is on
Yeah.
point. I love this combo. So yes. So what other aspects did you pick?
Okay. Let me just bring the stream back up so I can see what you're looking at. First honor later, detain, sure strike.
Sure strike. Okay. Let me find where that is.
When attacking in combat, you may choose to change your attack skill roll to your perception skill.
Oh, I see.
Given that my perception is 10, slightly better than acrobatics or athletics, I probably will use that a bit.
All right.
Is that a free... I didn't have the activation written down, so I don't know
That is a 3.
what that... Oh, I do have them, okay. So was that 3 shade, or...
Yes. So if
Okay.
as you're adventuring, that particular aspect becomes deactivated because of shenanigans, you can activate it again for 3 shade.
Okay.
So what is your last aspect, sir?
Shield bash.
Yes. Yes. Because why wouldn't you? So let's look it up. Where are we at? Order. Shield bash. I believe this was a 6. And if you're, this basically says if you're wielding a shield, you can use it to deal damage. And you always use your acrobatics skill with this attack, so...
Can I not use that? Where am I? Sure Strike to change that to my perception?
When attacking in combat, you may choose to change your attack skill roll to your perception skill.
Yes.
Technically, yes. Yes, you may. I'm going to allow it.
Excellent.
You can has. All right. And did you make any artifacts?
I have not, actually.
Okay.
But I would like a sword, so I don't know how to work that out.
Okay. That's actually something, because you already have a light blade, a longbow, and a glaive. So we are going to
No.
hold off on the sword. We're going
I'd
to
be
do
willing
that.
to trade the dagger for a sword.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay. Or we can do it through the story if you want.
now that's let's do it through the story, because
Okay.
I'm going to have fun working this in. This part of character development is interesting to me, and it's something that plays well into the Shades format. So we will
Okay.
we'll go into that, and that's because as the Shade Master generates encounters and opponents, we have to randomly generate the weapons based on the enemies you're facing. And what's also randomized are the attack skill and defense skill properties of each weapon that you have a chance to loot from. So that will be a part of the game, is which loot is going to be available to you based on the enemies you face. And it's incredibly fun. So, this is character creation. We're going to save these and send this to both of these players, and we'll start rolling, throwing some shade next session. I'm going to end the stream, and oh yes, hang on, I need to show closing statements, all that wonderful jazz. Next week, if you're still listening, show up, and we're going to be giving away, providing for free, a PDF of everything that you would need to make your Shade Mage. It's going to be put together by Mrs. Carnell and I. We're going to have a character creation PDF for the Shades of Dominion. It's going to include everything. Yeah, we're failing to work in your weapons because you took long, sir. You and you made me work extra hard putting your spells together. So we're just gonna roll with this. So we're gonna be putting together the character creation PDF for you. So we're going to have that ready next week, and the link will be in the description of that video. So I hope to see you all next week, and we will be rolling. We'll be throwing some shade. We'll be putting these guys through a scenario, and it's going to be a fun campaign. And I'll see you all next week.
Before you end the stream.
Okay.
Before you end the stream.
Yes.
I would like to show an event I have coming up.
I'll go ahead. By all means.
I will be joining Trim from the Sultans of Châtelet, and Christopher Everard and another author for a discussion about the state of modern pop culture on Christopher Everard's channel. I'll put the link in the chat right now, actually.
Okay.
And we will just be discussing what we think is good, bad, etc. in. Oops. I should have been a little more prepared. I didn't have the link up. There we are.
Yes.
We will be discussing the state of modern pop culture and what we think can and cannot be done about it, and talking about, at least for me, I will be talking about people who are actively pushing it back against the woke infiltration of pop culture. So your system will definitely be brought up.
Awesome.
I will also be talking about Ripaverse, who has cracked the 3 million mark.
Oh my
Which
God.
is amazing for a book that has not even been released.
That is fantastic. That is that is stupendous, and it's because of things.
That is a sign that people are sick and tired of this stuff.
Well, and you know what? This is why Shades was made. Shades was made because there is no real, authentic Magic the Gathering-esque role-play game out there anywhere, and all attempts at it have been utterly garbage. And in addition to the quality, the state of the fandom itself is in a crisis. Wizards of the Coast hates you. Their product is becoming cheaper. Their art and their lore is becoming so
subpar.
It's becoming insulting. Like they did a D&D thing with Magic the Gathering in a Ravnica guild set where you made a character in the Magic multiverse as the peon of a planeswalker. Why? Who wants that? And then they throw in Baldur's Gate in a Magic the Gathering set where to get the most out of the spell, you have to roll a d20 and hit the 20 to get the the maximum effect of your spell. What bullshit! This is a Magic player's worst nightmare. I mean, I'm casting my spell and hoping yeah. So, Godspeed. Godspeed. Yeah. This is why we're doing this. This is why we have to do it. We have to put in the work. We have to make the art and just support one another.
Yeah, well, the way I look at it, I've mentioned before how spite can be a wonderful motivating factor. And you have to realize people like Kelly Sue DeConnick who looked up and said, "Oh, if you don't like my book, don't buy it." Well, bitch, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then you'd get people like the censorious voices on Twitter who would say, "Well, if you don't like it, go build your own." Okay, we will. And it'll be better than yours, and it'll have blackjack and hookers.
Not only will Shades have blackjack and hookers, but this system is designed. This system is designed so that when Wizards of the Coast publishes their bullshit, anything I like from what they make, I can simply make it better in my own system. If you support Shades of Dominion, you are supporting the idea that Wizards of the Coast now works for us again. And they don't get any money from it.
Excellent.
That's the genius of that's the genius and purpose of the system. And by the way, what Kitty said at the beginning is true. I have crafted this in such a way that copyright is not an issue. Copyright is not an issue. There is enough difference in terms of terminology, in terms of aesthetic, in terms of actual mechanics that they cannot look at this and say, "Oh, this is Magic the Gathering." No, bitch, it's Shades of Dominion, and you're just gonna have to cope and seethe.
And dilate.
Uh-huh. We'll cover the Yaniv another day.
Oh gods.
We will cover that is some Shades of Dominion lore right there. Is the horrific enemy called the Yaniv, and yes, it is exactly as ugly from whomever you think is inspiring that title. So thank you for the shill.
Well, there is no person with that name anymore, so it's fine.
Exactly. So in any case, thank you, Arden, for the shill, and I hope that is,
Absolutely.
it sucks because I'm not going to invite myself on the stream. I'm not that gauche. But I do hate the fact that on YouTube, I can't even join you in the chat. That's what sucks about this.
That does suck.
So,
Yeah. The good thing
gentlemen,
about it is, though, because we're connected on Discord, you can certainly follow along on Discord with me. And
yes,
message me on Discord, and I'll bring up any points you'd like to make.
awesome. I will be there. So, everyone, this has been Shades of Dominion character creation. Stay tuned in for next week. We will have more material for you to create your own shade mages. And stay carnal and God bless everyone. Have a fantastic